What's going on, everyone? So the road to $50,000 continues. The goal this year is to make $50,000 selling sports cards. We had a really good week. We updated you on the first 4 days. Today is the 12th, Sunday the 12th. And so we had 8 days of sales. I'm going to break down the numbers for you guys in a little bit. I'm also going to show you guys everything that I sold this week. I didn't have much in the way of buying. I think I bought $5 worth of cards this week. I went to a local card shop. So the goal, one of the key goals I'm looking for is to find a local card shop that I can go to, just because shows are not always realistic for me. I've been lucky enough to kind of have a lot of shows scheduled for the beginning of the year. Excitement about this challenge, trying to grow the channel. My wife's being supportive about it, willing to, deal with the kids for the longer weekend. We actually had, for the first show I went to this year, which was actually today, we had our niece come over and she helped babysit the kids. So she got a kick out of that, gave my wife some help, but it's not super realistic. You also see my guest star today. My dog is in the background, taking a snooze in the office today. So, but not super realistic. So one of the goals was to get to some card shops in the local area, see if I can find one that really has some good like dollar boxes, stuff that I can flip, lower end stuff, good for whatnot, which is also taking a little bit of a turn here. And I'll talk about those two topics mainly. So the first card shop, I went to a card shop that just opened up, I guess, about 17 weeks ago, the guy said. Super friendly guy, had a ton of vintage cards. So something that I might dabble in. I've sent one submission to PSA for vintage, and I did good on the vintage submission, however, not great. Obviously, something I'm not super strong in. Don't know a ton about the grading of vintage cards. Some of my cards got 9s, and it really helped the sales, obviously, helped the submission. But then there were some cards I thought were, 8, 9 candidates and came back 5s and 6s. So I definitely want to continue with it. It's just a little bit harder. I got those cards in huge sets, where I spent $200 on like close to 10 sets. So I was into the cards for pennies. So it makes it easier to submit, but having to go buy the cards and then try to flip them or get them graded and then flip them makes it a little bit harder, especially when you're not super strong with that. But I found 5 cards I could buy. The guy also talked to me about, or I talked to him about the possibility of doing some sort of consignment, and he's only wanting 10 to 20%, which I think is a great deal. So, I'm considering moving some of my cards to his shop and seeing if we can do some sort of lower end consignment deal on some of the stuff that just isn't super great for moving. The other big thing I had happen was Whatnot. So Whatnot, I spent about an hour on a live stream and I sold 2 cards for $2 each. I netted $2, I think it was $2.72 on that sale. So not super great. I ran a Jamar Chase card on there for $2 and no one bought it. It was a case hit. It had comps up to $40. I ended up selling it on eBay right after the sale, after the show. Someone offered me $30 and I took the $30. So, it's hard to get a following on Whatnot. I watch a couple of YouTubers. I also buy and resell, as I've said, pretty much everything and anything. I do a lot of storage units. I watch a few YouTubers that one guy deals with cards, the other two pretty much do like reselling, like what I do as my primary business. And they started a marketplace called Dibdit. So it's on a website called District, and in District you can create your own marketplace. The 3 of them teamed up and created essentially a Whatnot for pop culture items, toys, action figures, sports cards are included in that. And they've been growing over the past year or so. I don't know how long they've actually had it, but they've been talking a lot about it since last year. And one thing that kind of stuck out to me is they always kind of promise that you're going to get some sort of following if you're on there. So I signed up to be a seller on Dibdit. I did my first show and I had 57 people, I think was my high watermark of people viewing my auction. I had 11 buyers and I sold a little over $336 worth of inventory. So some cards went for better, some cards went for worse than I thought, but that's kind of what you're looking for in a Whatnot stream anyways. So I think I was able to match, what I should be doing on Whatnot. And, some of the people I follow, they got a high water mark of 35 people or maybe even 40 people in their streams, and they've been streaming consistently for 2 days for weeks on end. So the fact that I was able to just jump in and get right to that 50 mark and have no advertising, no one knew who I was, I didn't promote it at all. It was a great sign to me. I was the only sports card show running, so they don't have a ton of sellers on there. It looks like they kind of have more of their YouTube following as buyers. So there's not a ton of sellers on it. Healthy enough to keep the app moving, and there's always, each day has probably about, I'm going to say 5 to 15 shows depending on the day and what they're doing, but they definitely created like a good community around it. I'm happy where I entered. I think I'm going to have a good opportunity to help drive my sales and create kind of like get in on the ground floor, get people following me right away, and develop that relationship before it gets too flooded with other sports card sellers. I'll try to put a link to Dibdit in the bio on this video. If you join, you guys can get a $5 for any purchase if you join through my link. So it's a pretty good marketplace. I've been watching a lot of the shows. If you're into like action figures, that kind of stuff, people run really good stuff, and there's been some killer deals. Especially with $5 off, you probably get at least your first item for free a lot of times, or pretty good amount off for what things are selling on the lives. For the pop culture kind of stuff, the cards, same thing. It's kind of like whatnot. Some go great, some don't. Kind of depends on what you're looking for. But I believe in the marketplace. I think it's going to do well, and it's exciting because it's not really what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting to grow that fast. I thought I was going to have to grind through whatnot, grind it out, and I'm going to shift my focus to Dibdit, see how it goes. I actually have another show scheduled for today. I'm going to run some slabs. I'm going to run some mid-end. I might even pull out one like $100 card and kind of just see how it goes. Not fully committed to that, so we'll see how many people are in there. Talked to my wife about it. Like, we want to make sure it wasn't a one-time fluke. I don't think it is. I think that I'm going to have the following. I think it's going to be able to drive some sales, and I did run some better stuff the first time. Some, $2 cards, $1 cards that actually sold for probably more than they should have. But I also had a lot of, did some mid-end stuff that did pretty well. So I'm super excited on that aspect and seeing things move. But yeah, so we had some great sales. You guys are going to see all the cards. We had one $650 sale, which really drove the week. But we also had some, a couple $100 card sale, $200 card sale. And you're going to start to see in the videos where the stacks, hopefully you're going to start to see more and more, where the stacks of $1 cards to $5 cards are dwindling, and the stacks of cards that are $5 or $10 plus are starting to grow and eventually move that $10 to $20, and, grow where the eBay sales are bigger sales, and I'm not spending a lot of time listing a bunch of low-end stuff. If I do like set breaks, if I have the opportunity to get big sets for cheap money, I'm going to still do that. A 600 card set that I know I'm getting $1 each on a card, and I'm only getting it for $20. It's kind of hard to pass by, but I don't want to spend as much time doing that kind of stuff as I used to, and make it more of the one-off situations where it was my primary start of my business. So I'm going to show you guys my sales, and then we're going to talk about the numbers at the end. I appreciate you. All right, guys, we're starting off our first full week of sales very strong here. So you'll see a lot of these are just like $2 to, $5 cards mainly. Not too much mixed in between. This is actually a replacement. I'm fixing an error for someone. I think this went for $16 free shipping. This is my cheapest card, $1.35. I'll make like 10 cents off that card after fees and everything. So definitely trying to get away from the lower end stuff that like this and get into better $5, $10. At some point, I'd love to be no less than $10 a card. This went for $20. Some of the to 99. Some of the Spurs Legends. But definitely looking to get away from these and move most of these to Whatnot. Some of these are just too small even to be on Whatnot. Edelman, the Aqua, I think it was to $2.99. That actually sold for $10, not for a lot more than I thought it actually would. But we're saved with our slabs. So we sold these two Ellie's package deal. I decided to lot them together and kind of just wait for the right buyer. It took a little bit of time, but these sold for, I think, 130 bucks. Saved me on shipping 2 different ones. I could have probably gotten, 70 up for each, or maybe even 60 for each, 65, and then you have to ship twice. So lotted up, waited a little bit of time, and got the 130 on that. And then our big hitter was the Trae Young Kaboom PSA 10. We graded it ourselves, got the 10. This is a huge come up. I sold this card for 650 bucks. Probably walk away with $550 there. So great way to start Monday morning, and you'll see me again most likely Wednesday, maybe Thursday. Today's Wednesday afternoon. We made a couple sales over the last couple of days. Nothing too insane, but we did add a couple $100 into the budget here. So sold 10 of these 2024 National Hockey Packs. I think there's 100 card or 100 packs in a case, or like a little box. I bought it on Whatnot. I think I bought it for like 12 bucks, 8 bucks. I don't know, something crazy low. Sold those 15 cards for, or those 10 packs for 15 bucks. So off to a pretty good start there. Next, these are all kind of just like the lower end cards we sold. Someone bought all these 1975. Obviously, they're completing a set there. And then someone else got this deal here. I offer, I think it's 20% off if you buy more than 3 of my low end cards. So a couple people took advantage of that. Then these are just other low end cards. You're looking at $2 to $5 most likely. I think the James White is probably the highest selling card for $4. So just a little bit of low end stuff there. We got rid of a Baker Mayfield. This was 1 out of 10. 5 patch cards, pretty awesome looking card. Obviously Baker's playing well. Got this in a kind of bundle deal, so I don't really have much value into it. It's kind of lowering the price of the bigger card I bought when I bought this a couple months ago. But happy that this moved. Sold this privately for 35 bucks on a website. Then the biggest card I sold, Josh Allen, out of on the on-campus. So sweet looking card there. Josh Allen's doing really well, obviously. MVP contender. I think he's going to get the MVP. Have a couple more of his bigger cards. $100 sale there. Happy to move that. And then we ended it with the Jose Abreu slab PSA 9. So sold this for like 10 bucks free shipping. Just happy to get rid of the slab. In my area, no one's going to pick it up for even like 5 bucks. So happy to see it gone, even if I only get like 2 or 3 bucks off of it. But that's everything we sold through Wednesday. I will see you guys again Saturday. Today is Sunday night. We last recorded on Wednesday, so we got a couple days of sales, and we got some pretty good ones here. So someone came in and bought some more of the 1975 set. This person got the, I think 7 cards there. You see another 1975. Derrick Henry, one more person came in, got more of the set. Lots of 75 going out. This person picked up 3 kind of like lower end. These are 2 are just base commons, and then a little insert. I think the Necro went for 5 bucks. But a lot of just kind of like lower end stuff, nothing too crazy. A lot of people just coming and getting singles for their sets. Been listing the 75 set pretty heavily, as you can see. A lot of different things. These 3 Justin Jeffersons went for 7 bucks, I think. Another person came and got 4 Altuves. I think this went for like $11.50, that auto. Someone picked up the 2 Patriots. And this was my 1 Macari sale. It sold, the Harry Ford sold for, I think, like $4.50 there. And then we had some bigger cards here. So the Xavier Leggett, this sold for $80, I believe. Extraterrestrial Mookie Betts, this is numbered to 75. Sold for, I think, $35 or $45 there. The Jonathan Brooks Hook'em Horns, this ended up going for $36. It's a cool Griffey ornament card. Picked this up recently. Sold for around 15 bucks, I believe. I tried running this on a Whatnot stream, and I put it up for 2 bucks. No one bought it. Ended up selling on eBay. Had it up for 40. Someone offered me 30, and I took it. This Bob Gibson's my biggest sale. 101 printing plate. I pulled this back in, I think this is 2013. It's the first box of tribute I ever opened. Finally put it up for sale, and it's been up for a little while, but sold for $212, I believe it was. Justin Herbert, sold this right before his game. He ended up losing. I was a little worried the person would cancel, but we are still good to go there. And then PSA 8, Jaron Duran, numbered to 25 on the red. That ended up selling for $80. So not too bad there. Then I kind of switched my focus. So I've been trying to sell on Whatnot, with little success. As I said, the Jamar Chase tried to sell it off. It didn't work out so well. There's another website called Dibdit where they kind of do the same thing as Whatnot. They focus on pop culture, pop culture items. So like action figures from the, 90s, 80s, 70s, stuff like that. Clothing, all sorts of different things. But they do also do sports cards. So I signed up to be a seller on there, and I was approved in like 2 days. And I sold all of these cards. So I sat on Whatnot for 3 different streams, and I think I sold a total of maybe 20 cards within, 3 hours of selling. I did one stream with this, and I ended up selling all of these cards. So everything here was sold. I think I was 76 sales, and my lowest bid is gonna be $2. There's gonna be a lot of $2 sales, but there were cards that went for $4, $5, $6, $7, $8. I think my highest was 33. So, and as you can see, not crazy high end. This was the last slab I ran. Nothing crazy high end, but I definitely, didn't have like the world's craziest stock of cards that I was putting out there. So to get this many sales that fast is definitely something I'm going to keep on sticking with. It's called Dibdit. It's through a website called District. But I sold all those cards. I got $326 for it. So you guys are going to see the breakdown coming up next of where we stand. But very happy with the results there. And it's good to get a live streaming or a live auction site that I can actually use. I'll still probably work on Whatnot a little bit, but definitely doing better with the Dibdit. All right, guys. So through the 4th, we had $101.87 in our year profit so far. And we sold $1,671.31 in the past 8 days. We only spent $5 on sports cards from the card shop that I visited. So that brings us to $1,768.18 for the year. So right on pace. We're doing really good with that. About every week we need to be a little under $1,000 in profit for the week. So obviously some weeks when I spend a lot, it's gonna go, the number's gonna drop down, but hopefully they'll recuperate quickly. Definitely trying to buy more liquid players than I normally had been before, and more liquid inventory. The goal is to kind of flip it from, put it on eBay, let it hold, let players sit, wait, and everything I want to buy, put it on eBay at a great price, get it gone, or put it on Dibdit and get it gone that way as well. So I'm happy with the plan, happy with where we are. I was also planning on doing just one video a week. However, I think that's going to be a little much for one video. I also went to a card show today. So I'm going to split that into its own video to kind of show you guys everything I picked up, why I picked it up, as well as what we spent. So in the beginning, I'm going to have a lot more going on. So it's going to be a couple videos, probably a week, for the 50K profit challenge. However, that might die down a little bit as, reality checks in and my wife, no longer allows me to go to all these card shows. It's been great so far. I have a trade night I might be attending on Friday as well. So we got a lot going on. Super excited about it. We got some good profit so far. I appreciate you guys following along. If you guys can give us a follow and like the video, that greatly helps us. And we will catch you on the next one.